Welcome back to Rapid Done right here on Rapid TV. Once again, my name is Martha Alu.
And of course, my name is Victor. Okay, welcome back to the 9 o'clock hour.
All right, we're talking independence and we're celebrating Nigeria at 65. And of course, there have been conversations we've had throughout the morning talking about our dear nation, Nigeria, and the people that have set the antecedents for what we now enjoy or what we now suffer from. Either ways, a good country, like I said, you know, at the last hour while we were here, is every country is characterized by both its wins and its woes and its, you know, its fails. So we are a country like many other countries. We have areas that we're stable in. We have areas that we fail in. But the most important thing is, do we learn the lessons from the places that we fail, and do we try to make sure that we make Nigeria great at all costs? Now, through 65 years, we have experienced many security challenges. We're talking Chibok girls that were kidnapped until date. Not all of them have returned to Nigeria.
Right.
We're talking about insecurity in different parts of Nigeria, from Benue State to Plateau State to Zamfara to Niger State. And this year, I think we recorded one of the highest number of flood deaths in this year, 2025,
right,
because we have had lots of people die in places like Sokoto, in places like Anambra, where over 15 communities were submerged in water. And we have Yelwata community that was attacked sometime. Multiple children and households were burnt to death. But much as we know that these are some of the irregularities or some of the things that we see in the system that we do not so appreciate, there are also so many things that we can celebrate. Before we went on that break, we talked about the sports, we talked about the Nigerian music industry, we talked about the movie industry, and recently we are seeing some sort of transformation in the agricultural sector. Nigeria has the potential to be the greatest nation in the world, and we must do whatever it is within our power to ensure that we bring Nigeria to the light of what we want it to be. Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour. And yes, we have a guest who will be joining us today to discuss Nigeria at 65. We have Dr. Peter Ide. He fully represents Nigeria, by the way.
Oh, yes,
Came into the studio with his flag and looking all Nigeria. Good morning to you, Dr. Peter Ide.
Thank you, and good morning, viewers.
Good morning to you. Welcome, sir.
All right. And Dr. Peter Ide is a public affairs analyst.
Nigeria.
Okay, pro-Nigeria. That's who we're meant to be, patriotic about our dear country. Keep the flags flying at all costs. Right, he is a public affairs analyst and a senior lecturer in philosophy in the University of Abuja. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you very much.
Now let's get into the crux of the matter. 65 years of independence. A 65-year-old man or woman is considered getting to old age. You know, they're getting old. You don't agree?
I don't agree.
Okay, 65 years, of course, and a 65-year-old man or woman is old enough to make decisions that can affect their lives, right? They're in a position where they can influence things. 65 years after independence, do you think Nigeria has truly lived up to its dream or the dream of our founding fathers like Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, and Herbert Macaulay, since you know what their struggles were about through independence or before independence?
Thank you very much. I thank God for this day, and I give praise to God, seriously. At least, if Nigeria is 65, I'm in my mid-50s. So I have, you know, rode with Nigeria and seen its ups and downs to some extent that I can say something very reasonable here. And I equally thank God that I grew up in the midst of Nigeria. You wonder what that means, but I grew up in an environment that is a conglomeration of all Nigerian villages. So I am Nigerian. And I thank God I can speak the 3 major languages in Nigeria.
Really?
And so, why shouldn't I be proud of this country at 65. I am proud of the country at 65, in spite of its ups and downs. And our heroes past, they knew, and they said it even then, that life, nothing is permanent. And if we borrow from the philosophers, we'll know that one thing that remains constant is change. And Nigeria has changed from one point to another. But the question is whether it has changed for the better or changed for the worst. But Nigeria has experienced a lot of changes from 1960, when she gained her independence. The question the Nigerian youth should be asking today: how was life before the independence? How were the people actually relating? And from independence, how did they relate to what we are getting today? Any country that is the bar of history will find it difficult to move ahead. History need to, the Nigerian history need to be given to Nigerian children, so that we actually know the kind of decisions we are taking. Yes, you've mentioned some of our heroes past. They struggled and, claimed the country away from the British, and then the military came in and they roll up Nigeria to an extent, trying to develop Nigeria. Now, if you look at the mindset of what played then and look at the mindset of what is playing now, you see that they are apart. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Apart in the sense that the mindset of our great Pan-Africans, Pan-Nigerians who took powers from the British people and gave it to us were united. They wanted one Nigeria, and that they worked with it. They were focused on it. You can go to where those people, go to Nnamdi Azikiwe's village now, go to Awolowo's village, go to Tafawa Balewa and the rest, and see what houses they left behind and how it was. And then compare with what our leaders have now. These people worked with one mind, irrespective of creed, irrespective of their tribes and all that. It was, the focus was Nigeria, let Nigeria be one. The military came on board because of some skirmishes or the other, or interest. Whether we like it or not, at all times, interest plays. The military played their role, and at some point, there was a fracas, and we had the Civil War. And after the Civil War, they came back. The military was still in check. Gowon was there. And you could see the last statement of Gowon: no victor, no vanquish. That was a language to bring back Nigeria together, to be one. And then they came up with the National Development Plan. And that was a national development. That National Development Plan was what brought about most of the structures that you can look at and say these are federal structures in Nigeria. The National Development Plan brought about the barracks, the military cantonments you have all over. That brought about the first generation universities, and also the second generation universities. They were deep tribalized. You can come from Sokoto and be the vice chancellor of UI or Unilag. You can come from Calabar and be the vice chancellor of Unimed. That was what it is.
As at the time during independence, recall that Nigeria had a population of over 43 million people as at the time. But now we've grown to over 200 million people.
Well, when you talk about population, I beg to differ with some of those statistics.
Why so?
Why? Because I'm a philosopher. And I have my own way of reasoning, whether the population was actually small or was greater. And
you don't think that plays any kind of role whatsoever in how people are being ruled?
When we talk about the growth in population, today we talk about one man, one wife more. At the time of independence, Christianity has not even eaten so much into... my grandfather had about 8 wives, even though he had few children. Nigerians had plenty of families. Christianity came in much later to start reducing our, marital system, apart from the Islamic fold that feel they are entitled to 4. So that somehow gives me the fear of accepting the fact that the population was smaller.
As at the time.
As at that time.
Well, also look at the influence of military rule, because you mentioned military rule, which of course the military ruled for about 30 years.
I was bringing us to somewhere.
Okay, let's go.
I wanted to roll up that, which you know, to the point we are now.
Okay.
The military rule came up with a National Development Plan. And that National Development Plan was going on. They were working with it. And from one junta to another junta, when you deviate, they come on you, they take you out, and they try to make sure that you don't deviate from the National Development Plan until civilian rule came and set in. Well, in 1979, we had a transition to civilian rule. After the first tenure, the military took over again. And then we saw, within that period, what played between 1979 and 1983. You know? Now, and when you look at the economy, even at that time, and that between 1979 and 1983, that was the oil boom years.
Yeah.
Nigeria had so much. Then IBB came on board, rolled on to 92 or 93, 92. And then we had Shinakon, and then Abacha, and we had back democracy at 1999. And from 1999 to this moment, the transformation in Nigeria is as rapid TV.
You see that one coming.
Rapid in the sense that it's like a woman that was disvirgined, and then she now saw a different phase of life altogether. Democracy brought in a lot. With the military, Nigerians were restrained at some point and all that. They could not do so many things. But Nigeria, I can tell you and beat my heart, was better.
Than it is right now?
Yes. Better in the sense that our money was better.
Okay.
Our money was better.
If the military was still ruling up until
a
now,
private soldier was paid about 50 naira. He will feed his family from 50 naira. I didn't say 50,000. I said 50 naira. I know that if I dash you 50 naira now, you will not take it. was paid 15 naira. A police constable about 20 naira or 25 naira. Are you getting me? From that, they will feed their families, pay children's school fees, and they will have, a soldier will have like 8, 10 children with 3, 4 wives. Huh? When you enter the barracks, you see what soldiers have. And they were living with that 50 naira. How much was between 1979 or 1978 and 1990? How much was a car? Peugeot. Peugeot was bought for 6,000 naira. I said 6,000 naira. Go to buy Peugeot now. They'll tell you 10 million.
Okay, just so we don't spend most of our time recounting most of these things, because there are lots of things that we also need to talk about in Nigeria. I understand that the way things were at the time is not the same. It's not the same as it is right now, especially because he has also mentioned some of the factors which population happen to play a part in. And while we cannot deny that population does not directly influence how the government, because a government is supposed to adjust its policies to accommodate the population of the people that we have within the country. Let's move on to talking about the realities.
I wanted to answer that with these examples I'm giving.
Okay, so
and also talk about how that change.
Let's head there.
The change is what brought about that.
Dr. Peter, let's
the
head
devaluation of the naira.
Yes, let's head there quickly, because it's 65 years we are trying to dissect in less than 1 hour. So if we give multiple examples, we just might not be able to, get to the exact point. So let's get to the point and then move on to other issues. Thank you very much, sir.
So, you see, if I said Nigeria was better then,
okay,
I am saying it with all amount of seriousness, without any fear of contradiction. And I challenge all the economics professors, wherever they are, to give us the indices, what transpired, and how a country that the naira was better than the dollar now turned around, and now the dollar is better than the naira. You see it? We had refineries. We had assembling plants. Peugeot was there. Volkswagen was there. Are you getting me? So we derailed from that national development plan that should put things in place. The concept of Abuja was born out of national development plan. Abuja, there were about 5 nations of the world that were given a sample of what Abuja is.
Okay.
Nigeria, Brasilia, Singapore, New China, Malaysia. Check those 4 and see the transformation they have had and where we are. Meanwhile, we were better than them. Malaysia was coming to Nigeria to pick kernels and cassava to go and plant. We were better. We had food. Pyramids from the north, granite pyramids and whatsoever. So, how did we get it wrong? We got it wrong because we listened to the Western world.
Okay.
We paid too much attention to American gimmicks.
Do you think we're free from it right now? Because although a lot of people have argued that colonialism, politically...
It is not about colonialism.
It's about?
It's about our mindset. Paying attention to a stranger.
But that's the effect of colonialism.
No.
You don't think so?
They have colonized. Good.
Okay.
We are ourselves now. As I am today, I can't say that I'm being influenced by colonialism.
But you're putting on the white man's shirt.
How What makes it a white man's ship?
This is because, okay, if we say that, if we say that...
This is a concept.
It is a concept by who?
No. If we go that trajectory, then we cannot get anything right.
Okay.
Okay? We have accepted to dress this way.
Who
Good.
introduced you to it?
But who introduced me into dressing like this?
Yes. The traditional African man,
But
although...
that is not what is pulling us down. We have our agbada, yeah? We have our babariga,
okay.
We have our godo-godo. I can choose to wear them when I want to wear them.
Okay.
Are you getting me? The trousers I'm wearing perhaps from China, it doesn't even enter me because they don't have buttocks. Are you getting me? So I'm not even comfortable in them. What I'm trying to say here is this. When we talk about colonialism, the colonial masters have done their own. We are ourselves today, but we are the ones giving ourselves back to them. The issue of prebendalism playing because they control our economy. Why do we allow them to control our economy? We elected our leaders. It is expected that our leaders should look within and work with what we have.
Okay.
Shut down anything foreign. Command the economy to grow. Tell the farmers, produce. Tell the technicians, produce. Sack any professor who cannot produce anything. Then people will come back. Use what is our own. We have everything. I tell my students that, look, God was dwelling in Nigeria. God stood in Nigeria and created the world. And while standing in Nigeria, he was taking and giving other nations of the world. And then at the end, he forgot to give us something, but left the deposit here. Look at the deposit we have. Natural resources. There is no natural resources in the world that is not deposited here in our country.
Just a quick interjection there, Dr. Peter. Because you talked about the fact that Nigeria should stand on its own and do improve the economy.
Yes.
But can a nation truly stand on its own without, a partner with other nations?
Yes. Very well, when you have what it takes. Must you eat spaghetti that was made from America?
But what is the problem?
Must you use the toothpick that was used from America?
Okay, in your opinion, Dr.
Can't I eat cassava? Today I eat cassava.
Okay, Dr.
And they are coming to Nigeria to pick cassava.
And
look at, I have seen Chinese loading sand inside container, sand from Nigeria and taking away. What are they taking it for? It means there is something here.
Okay. Dr. Peter.
How many Americans are coming to work in Nigeria?
Let me ask a question before we progress. What do you think is the reason for our sole dependence on the Western community? Because I would argue that it is post-colonial effect. And while I say that is, as a person, as an individual now, you have gone through several experiences in your life. And these experiences that you have gone through is what informs the decisions that you make today, right? Do you at some point think that some of these decisions is because the effect of colonialism has not been weighed out from Nigeria? What do you think is the main reason that Nigerians keep depending on the Western community for relevance?
It's poverty of the mind. That's number one.
Okay.
Poverty of the mind. Now, I'll take you back to the period of IBB. When IBB took over governance, 1985, the World Bank came to give Nigeria a loan. IBB said, I don't need the loan. The World Bank said, no, you are not old enough to stand on your own. You take the, what program do you have for your country? You have to create a program. And that was what brought about SAP.
Yeah.
Structural Adjustment Program.
Yeah.
But while taking Structural Adjustment Program, the World Bank insisted that if you don't take the loan, the conditionalities that binds on you when you take the loan still binds on you without the loan. That is a clear indication that the Western world do not want Africans generally to run away from poverty.
Okay.
So you can see that they are marshalling out efforts to stop us from growing. And as at this time, the dollar was less than a naira when IBB accepted SAP, and we started, people were, that brought about 6334 system.
Education.
Yes, and with 6334 system, when you finish 6 years primary school, 3 years junior secondary school, at that point, you should be able to produce something. Even produce something and market if you cannot continue. That's what the 6334 was all about, to make Nigerian youths engage in arts and all that. If you see most of the things we buy and from the Western world, they are creation of their students, whatever they have come up with and made. It's not that we don't have it. Now, when Abacha came in, it gave them tough time. They couldn't touch Abacha. And Abacha never traveled out of this country. He never left. He was passionate about Nigeria and saw that we do things for ourselves. So, and until we see that we are a sovereign nation, Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Nigeria has contributed to the development of the world, especially in security, in sports, in arts, name them. Most of the artifacts you go to watch in Britain are Nigerian products. Now, why can't we sit back and say to us, let me take for instance, you are my daughter. I marry to you free of charge. Free of charge, you. Then I continue telling you, oh, this is the time you will sleep. Don't go to bed now. Okay. This is the time you give him food this time and all that. Okay, do this so that, how would you feel?
Uncomfortable.
As a man. So, Nigeria should be a man. Nigeria should be a man and detached herself completely from the control of the Western world. And I'm saying it to them, that they should leave Africans alone. So that we do our things. Now, the bad part of it is this. We have failed to believe in ourselves.
Absolutely.
We have failed to believe in ourselves. What we can do. With all the intellectuals in Nigeria, why do you need a white man to tell you what to do? You give a Nigerian contractor something to do. He's looking for cut and join and all that. And what you will see is a shabby work. So, we have our own fault. It is not colonialism.
Okay.
And there are nations, if you go to Malawi, for instance, you go to church and they are sitting on the floor. If you must preach God to them, then you must sit on the floor with them. If you say, you know, why are people not having seats here? The next thing, they will just pack their things and leave. The other problem we have in this country that has drawn us back is the issue of religion. Religion. And our leaders have seen it as a tool to distract us, divide us. This brings about what Karl Marx said. They picked that very well, that, you know, religion is the opium of the masses. And that is what is played. And then the ignorant people who don't know and believe so much in God. Now take to it. You say anything about the Muslim, you are in trouble. You say anything about Christians, you are in trouble, and all that. Then we are hating ourselves for nothing. So, our leaders, you know one thing, I pity the president. I pity the president so much that the Tinubu I knew in the Nadeko days and the Tinubu that is there now is not the same thing. The Tinubu that was the governor of Lagos is not the same Tinubu.
Age-wise, policy-wise, in what regards, basically? Is it in place of governance, leadership styles, or what?
Age-wise, he's seated in a place where no matter what, they will give him what will make him to think well. He has nothing to think about apart from Nigeria. He has nothing to think about apart from Nigeria.
And Nigeria is not big enough to overwhelm a person?
It's not about overwhelming a person. It's about you determining to give back to Nigeria what Nigeria desires and deserves.
Okay, let's hold that thought for a bit. We've gotten to the half of the hour, which means that we need to go on a very short breather. When we get back, we'll keep up this conversation. Please keep it locked in.
Hello, Rapid TV. My name is Kunle Remy.
Hello, Rapid TV. My name is William Suchemba.
My name is Choma Chukuka.
Hello, Rapid TV. My name is Stan Nze.
Hello, Rapid TV. My name is Vivian Glam Gabriel.
Hello, Rapid TV. My name is Jide Kene.
Hi, Rapid TV. My name is Steve Chooks.
Best Afrobeat song will go to The Bunch and Snoop Dogg, Oliver Twist.
Piece of my heart, Whiskey.
Right now, will probably be Grateful by Fino.
My favorite Afrobeat song is Afrobeat.
I can't. There's so much.
It has to be one of our Rasta songs.
I love a lot of them. I don't think I have a favorite Afrobeat song right now. I cannot pick.
Aki and Popo.
Living in Bondage.
It has to be between Blood Sisters and Lionhearts.
I don't have favorite anything. I have favorite food. I have favorite colors. I barely have favorite any other thing.
Oh my God. Living in Bondage. The first one. I'm not a child.
Right now, a ghetto love story.
Okay, my favorite Nigerian dish would be
Banga stew with rice.
Come on now. Okwa.
Pounded yam and egusi soup.
Beans and plantain.
It's oha soup. Fufu and oha soup. Thank you.
Bread and akara.
bitter leaf soup with catfish and snail and fufu. Proper Santana. Apple.
Nekedu keke ime. Idi sure ne demma. Idi kwoi. Ilalo ofuma tata. Iteta iligo kwenni. Man ndi gna afọ. You nwike me things. You understand? Okay.
Nigeria's economy, the global markets, what does it all mean for you? From stock market insights to global financial news you need to know. From Wall Street to the Main Street and of course, the marketplace.
Get the answers you need every week on Business Lens with me, Faith Dafa Joseph, as I bring into focus the stories, strategies, and shifts shaping our economy. No angle is missed as I talk about the business, the people, patterns, and possibilities behind them. Welcome to the Business Lens.
Rapid TV, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
Meet the men and women shaping the future of Nigeria. Get to know your representatives at the National Assembly. From lawmaking to constituency projects, we'll take you behind the scenes and inside the chambers at the Nigerian National Assembly. Learn about the bills they are championing, the challenges they are facing, and the impacts they are making in their constituencies. Will also bring you closer to the people they are serving and the stories that shape their work. Join us on NAS Watch every Friday on Rapid Television at 7 p.m.
So get informed, get engaged, and get to know the leaders shaping Nigeria's future.
Right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. It's still Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid TV, and we have been having conversations centered around Nigeria's democratic system and where we are right now. We have had the pleasure of sitting with Dr. Peter Ade. Thank you so much for joining us again on the show.
My pleasure.
Now, before we got on air, we started off a conversation where we were talking about the mass exodus of Nigerians from outside from Nigeria into other parts of the world.
Right.
And it's so sick. I've seen a lot of disturbing videos throughout this week. Nigerians in India being maltreated, being beaten. Nigerians in Libya calling out for the government or people to help save them from the country that they're in. Nigerians are almost literally anywhere. And one thing I said at the time when I saw those videos was like, why do we always have to move from our country and go be second-class citizens elsewhere? But again, the reason is obvious. Just yesterday, we're talking about a very promising journalist, one of our colleagues, you know, excellent in the delivery of her job, being killed right in her home by armed robbers. Very sad situation. Someone who has had multiple opportunities to leave the country and go get a better life out of Nigeria, but decides to stay here. Each time, and that's not the first time we are seeing multiple people lose their lives, people who have left better opportunities to come to Nigeria to work on Nigeria. But you seem not to be in alignment with people who think that they should leave Nigeria. Let me hear your thoughts on this, please.
Good. Thank you very much. Jakpa. Jakpa no ni.
And Jakpa da.
Huh? We die here. Now, you see, the question I want Nigerians to ask themselves is, how many of the Western world or any other, even African countries, apart from Cameroon, Ghana, Benin here, who sift into Nigeria, how many, and Niger, because of hunger, how many Americans are coming to Nigeria to live and work in Nigeria? How many of the Europeans are coming to Nigeria to school? How many of them are coming here to buy cars or do business?
What do we have?
The problem is with us. The philosophers say, man, know thyself. And until Nigeria agree that it is their fault. When I spoke here, I talked about how Nigeria has helped develop other countries. In the 80s, Nigeria was in Lebanon, peacekeeping. Our fathers were there. Nigeria was in Somalia. Nigeria has helped in keeping peace all over the country, but is not recognized. Nigerian footballers are bestsellers. When I see that, football as a continuation of slavery, the way they buy Nigerian footballers, talents coming from Nigeria. Wole Soyinka gave his all there. The book, Things Fall Apart, is translated to how many languages? These are Nigerian products. We fail to believe in ourselves. Our leaders fail to see within to say it is enough listening to. Now, and this is the reason, prebendalism. Most of our leaders are syndicates. whether they like it or not. Most of our leaders are members of CIAs. Most of our leaders are working for the white men. Tell me, why somebody who wants to be a president of Nigeria, why is he going to seek support from America? Why is he going to seek support from any other country?
And we do a major debate in the
And then we sit down and we are looking at them. Is it my America? Is this and all that? You talked about countries in the world hating Nigerians. Yes, because we are made of special DNA, and I'm proud to carry Nigerian DNA. And if I will come back to the world again, I will come back as a Nigeria proudly. Because we have all what it takes. America is a land of slavery. That was where they freed slave people. I am here, born, free born. I can travel from Maiduguri to Port Harcourt, from Lagos to Sokoto, without anybody asking me, where is your passport? Where is your passport? I don't need that. This is a free country. And one thing God has given to us is freedom. But we are mismanaging that freedom. I drive in my own car. I sweat and bought, not on credit. They stole my phone last week. I had to look for money and bought this, not on credit. Those people are living on credit. Who is better? Who is richer? They are rich, yes. The economy is said to be strong, yes, made out of oppression. What they carted away. If you go to China, you will see that the Chinese created world for the Europeans, created a world for the Americans, created a world for all world economies. And you bring their technology to that place to work on. We have enough land. If you are moving from Kaduna to Kano, you will not see anything. Vast land. So why can't you bring their technology down here? The designer of Chevrolet that made world record was a boy from Sokoto. Eh? So what we have here, why are we giving it out? Yesteryears, did we know that we have gold in Gwagwalada? Yeah. Look at Niger State. Children, they don't even go to school again because they're all running, looking for...
Let's talk about education now a little bit. Now, during the independence era, we had just one university, which was the University of Ibadan. Currently, we have over 200 universities in Nigeria. Still, the educational system in Nigeria is still shaky. Of course, you made mention, you asked certain questions. Why are the Westerners or the foreigners not even coming down to Nigeria to study? With a shaky level of our education, with the fact that our education system is not up to par even to the international world, where do we miss it? And how can we actually get back to education and get education right?
Thank you very much. You see, even in that, the issue and the idea of prebendalism also plays a role. And it plays a role based on the fact that the Western world tend to claim superiority over knowledge. But what is education? Education is to bring out. It's not to impact, it's to bring out. Educo, educare, to bring out and lead what is in you. As a child, you were born fisted. That child came to the world with something. The process of educating the child brings out the best in that child.
But you also get to impact on the child.
You are not impacting. You are bringing out, you lead the child.
How do you refine if you don't impact?
You lead, not impact. That is the wrong aspect.
So what does leadership mean?
If you lead, the child takes correction. If you try to impart, the child resists it. And that is why when you tell the child, don't do this, the child wants to do. You are trying to impart. You are using force You're using something. But if you lead by telling the child, if you do this, this is the result. If you do this, this is the result. The child learns. If you are carrying a child now with you, as I'm wearing this thing, you want to touch it because the mind is tabula rasa and he wants to know what it is. If there is candlelight before him now, he will want to touch the candlelight. And until he touches it,
doesn't know,
he will not be satisfied. And when he touches it and he burns, he learns. But that aspect of stopping him from touching it has led him to know when he feels it, he knows that this is the reason why. So when you talk, you lead. But when we scold and try to say we are impacting knowledge, I'm telling you this, you will not do this and all that, there's a problem. So we lead. When you bring out, you lead the child, and then he understands.
I'm curious.
Now, you talk about Nigerian universities. We have the best of knowledge here in Nigeria. The only thing is that we derail by the appetite, thinking that the Western world is better. We have not taken it upon ourselves to say, make the educational system to work. We give scholarship to people to go out and study. They are supposed to come back and bring back what they have learned from there. But they end up running away. Or our leaders who have the opportunity of sending those people, send their children who don't even know anything. And how have they ended? They have not come back to help the country. Now, we have one of the best educational systems as far as the world is concerned. But we are being oppressed to the point that the issue of capitalism is affecting that educational system.
Well, when you talk about being oppressed, because you have said so many things that have led me really curious this morning. First of all, you talked about impacting the child and how you lead the child, right? I understand that it's important for a child to learn about its individuality before you begin to, which in your opinion, you're not supposed to tell the child what to do. The child learns what to do. But you have also said that the mind of the child is tabula rasa, which means that it comes with nothing, which means whatever.
It's not as if it comes with nothing. Psychologists look at it that it's a clean slate.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Which means it's blank.
Which means it's blank.
There is innate knowledge.
Innate ability.
Yes. As the child grows, he fills in those datas.
And so there's only someone
the place
to guide.
is already there. So that is the leading.
So
that is the leading.
If you are saying that the child comes with the knowledge, right? There are people that have learned before the child. And what the responsibility of these people is basically to harness the things that the child has and does not know that he has. It's just like a pregnant woman. She lives recklessly, and by reckless I mean not conscious of her diet, not conscious of what her exercise routine or whatever she does, because she's unaware of the fact that she's pregnant.
Until she's told.
Until she goes to the hospital and is told through a scan that she's pregnant. That she has learned now informs the way that she lives her life.
I'll cut you there to tell you that that is not correct, in the sense that as a woman, if she reasons very well, from the time of conception, her body will give her the signals.
I'm a woman, and I am telling you that a woman's body is very, a woman's body is very dynamic. And most women don't exactly learn completely about their bodies.
They don't learn does not mean that it is not there in them. That's what I'm saying. Wait.
It's there, but it needs to be sparked up by something.
No, it is there.
Okay.
Somebody had to bring it out.
Someone who has learned before them has to teach them.
Someone has to tell.
Yes.
So it's in the process of telling, which is impartation, that the person gets to understand and then begin to display in that manner. Look at the example you cited earlier on.
It's leading. Okay. I think the major problem we have here is terminology.
Exactly.
Okay.
Look at that example where a young child sees a candle with fire and then puts his hand there. The child gets burnt. If someone tells the child, you're going to get burnt, don't touch it. It's not better for the child not to touch it at all than to go touch it.
And learn.
There's one thing that is innate in man, and that is curiosity.
Okay.
And so long as that nature is curious, they still wants to explore.
If all our parents allowed our curiosity, allowed us to feed our curiosity, a lot of us would have been dead and gone for a very long time.
That's why they are there to lead you.
Okay, let's not say. Okay, that's interesting. Terminologies. Okay, so it's lead, not tell.
According
to lead, not tell. Now, so we don't dwell on this for a very long time. This is like we're way past the hour. We should be heading out right now. Now, what do you think Nigerians can do? Because when we talk about restructuring the country, many times we just put the onus on the government and say the government needs to do what the government needs to do. But the people also needs to do what the people needs to do. Because growth and development is a collective effort. So in your opinion, as a philosopher, having studied Nigeria and its trajectory over the years, what do you think Nigerian government should do to take us where we ought to be? And what do you think is the contribution of the citizens of Nigeria in making sure that we land safely where we ought to be?
Thank you. First of all, patriotism.
Okay.
We must learn to love our country. We must learn to believe in what we have. Then we should be contented with what we have. Contentment is key. If we are contented with what we have, we can allow Dangote to reduce petroleum, to produce petroleum and sell without control. If Dangote sells his petrol for 200 naira today, nothing will happen. No, heaven will not fall. Are you getting me? Because it is our own. While NNPC is importing instead of producing. So we have the crude. We are not using it. We have solid minerals. Other people are tapping it. We are not patriotic. Our educational system must be put in place. Now, you see, people talk about increment in salary and all that. I don't really believe in that. Okay. But what I believe in is what should make the Naira be valuable. Every product in Nigeria is being sold out. And then we are not getting anything out of it. But if our products being sold out, Nigeria is gaining out of it, then the Naira will have to appreciate. Let Naira, in the 80s, the Naira was already in the international market. And the hammer on devaluation of the Naira, which now came to a very broad daylight here when the subsidy was said to have been removed.
Yes.
And you saw how within just a statement, subsidy, remove, and then the next minute you're entering the filling station, you're selling 1,800 naira, 2,000 naira per liter.
Finally, now, sir, please. Final thoughts.
So, we need to get back.
Okay.
Because we have jumped the gun. Bring back National Development Plan patriotically to say this is the trajectory Nigeria should go towards development.
All right, sir.
And whoever comes to government should go within that trajectory. It doesn't matter whether he's a Muslim or a Christian, but what matters is this flag
Identity.
And it's itemized. In 5 years, we should be producing. In 10 years, we should be doing this and all that. Look, by the time it is properly itemized,
okay,
you see other world
coming to us.
Will come in.
All right.
Security-wise, we are not poor.
Mm-hmm.
The security lapses we are seeing is the product of what is going on. The security system, Nigeria has the best infantry in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I stand to be challenged.
All right. I think...
and that you can't reduce that. For me, I will never accept it.
Dr.
Right.
Peter, thank you so much.
I think this is where we have to wrap. I told you from the start, we had to move fast because we're talking 65 whole years in less than 1 hour. But yes, I will totally, absolutely agree with you, especially when it comes to being patriotic as citizens of our dear country, Nigeria. And like you have said, we must retrace our steps to the old order. The old order, if it worked for us at the time, you know, then and it's been so difficult right now, it means that there are things that we have missed that we must retrace our steps to find out and to implement in this day's policy. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Ede, for joining us, and thank you for giving us your time this morning. Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
All right. Dr. Peter Ede is a public affairs analyst and a senior lecturer in philosophy in the University of Abuja. And of course, that should explain to you his stance on most things. Philosophy was an interesting course in school, I must say, where there are many contradictory beliefs. In fact, there's not one way to look at things. There are multiple ways to look at things, and that we have had a feel of this beautiful morning. Nigeria is at 65. I am pretty much very hopeful to see that Nigeria makes its own strides and gets to the point where it becomes a world power. It has everything that
Nigeria is already a world power.
Yes, it has everything.
Nigeria is a world power.
Our guest says that a lot is deposited in Nigeria, and if Nigeria does not know itself or does not come to a true, how do I call it? A true acceptance realization of who we truly are, we just might be throwing our pearls or casting our pearls before swine. And that pretty much is my end thought for the conversation today.
Definitely. I am donating this flag here.
Thank you so much, sir.
This place is not patriotic enough.
All right.
Let patriotism start here. Nobody should remove it.
Absolutely.
If any day they remove it, I'll go to court.
All right.
Absolutely.
We'll go to court. Of course, that being said, it's just a reminder that making our nation better is a collective responsibility. You have your role to play. We have our role to play. The government have their role to play. So let us all make sure that we'll play our various roles in making Nigeria a better nation.
All right. While we are making Nigeria a better nation, let's make Rapid great.
Exactly.
Do well and head on to our social media pages on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. It is at Rapid TV. And on YouTube, we are very much active, where we pretty much play every episode that we've had here on air at official Rapid TV. You can go anywhere with us in the world with our website at www.rbnradiotv.com. My name is Martha Alu, and I will see you tomorrow.
Of course, my name is Victor Arke. See you tomorrow.